Hello, my name is Devansh, and I'm incredibly honored to present the work of a small team of people that have been working on Scout for the last 4 weeks. So, what problem are we trying to solve with Scout? We have heard from employers about the needle in the haystack problem, which is articulated as, "Hey, I have hiring criteria that is evolving and sometimes not a part of my job post on Indeed. I also don't find a good starting point to evaluate candidates amongst the hundreds of applications that I receive for my job. And I don't understand how each candidate meets my hiring needs." We believe we can solve this problem with the new toolkits that generative AI has provided. Scout enables employers using generative AI tools to really identify a short list of candidates that they can focus on and engage with more meaningfully in a timely fashion. And it explains its work in doing so, building trust and confidence with our recruiters. Let me quickly show how this works in real life. This is something that we have put together really quickly, and I'm very proud to show it to all of you. As you see, this is our candidate list, and we're hiring for a senior product manager role here in Hyderabad. Scout appears on the top right, and in this part of the hiring journey, it's really trying to help the recruiter identify candidates that they should reach out to quickly. So for this role, we are looking for someone who has experience in building enterprise products. So let's ask Scout if it can find candidates who have done that in the past. And this is not a skill set that is easily extractable from the resume, but it's important for us to hire for this role. And Scout is able to reason through the entire application packet for each and every candidate and also look at both this particular requirement and the rest of the job description to evaluate candidates based on their success in building enterprise level products, but also other things that are part of job description, like managing cross-functional teams, etc., in order of priority. So it's able to identify Mikul, who is a SPM at Microsoft and has built enterprise commerce products that manage 60 plus billion in revenue. That's awesome. And something that, would be a good fit for this role. It's also identified Aditya's work at Cactus in developing enterprise level integrations. So this is really a proof of how Scout can make inferences on top of the application material that a recruiter would when they are screening through hundreds of resumes. But Scout can do more. Let's give it something more complex to do, right? Like, I'm just going to paste this query and ask Scout if it can identify candidates who have a deep analytical mindset and can make data-driven decisions. Since we are trying to build products using Gen AI, any advantage in that domain would be great. So let's see if Scout can use these two prompts in combination and rank candidates accordingly. So in addition to building enterprise products, it has now also considered deep analytical mindset and experience in Gen AI and ranked candidates who have demonstrated one or more of these in order of their fit for this role, which is really, really powerful. Uh, but a recruiter can be like even more straightforward with Scout and just say like, hey, can you identify candidates who are the best based on the requirements that I've stated in the job description, right? And this is a very general prompt that Scout can use to evaluate candidates based on strategic thinking, data-driven decision-making, communication, and leadership. These are just attributes that are picked up from the job description. And Scout is able to talk about, how these are, each of these three candidates are relevant for the role based on this criteria. So this is awesome, but we also want Scout to be safe and fair to job seekers. So when a recruiter asks anything that is not relevant to the job, like for example, who can dance well, I can assure you that's not relevant for a senior PM job. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Scout can tell that, hey, this is not a part of the standard recruitment process for such roles, and you should focus on job qualifications instead. It can also protect characteristics like gender, age, and so on to make it safe for customers to use. We've also built a tool to really quickly evaluate Scout across different roles. So this tool helps us add more roles onto Scout for us to evaluate how it performs, and also helps us quickly test prompts that Scout uses to rank and retrieve candidates. We have shown Scout to a bunch of recruiters within Indeed and gotten great reactions. Nathan is a principal recruiter looking for a TF role, and he was able to use Scout to get to a starting point of just two candidates from a list of 60 mostly relevant candidates for this role. And he's even more excited to use Scout for a SWE1 role, just because of the overwhelming number of applications that he has had for that role. And he has already just closed the role because he couldn't go through all of them. Um, Suprita, who's hiring for the senior PM role, also found Scout to actually agree with the shortlist that she had already created. So she was very surprised and elated to see that Scout is thinking the same way that she is about the role. And she was like super happy to see that it was able to eliminate like 47 of the 50 relevant candidates and just give the top three that met her intuition as well. She still wanted to understand how we eliminated the remaining 47 because some of the candidates were a part of her shortlist. So we need to do better to explain our work here. Scout is able to get up to 80% accuracy for most Q&A tasks, and its ranking is comparable to Rel Ranker in the limited testing that we have done so far. However, we need to scale our testing and evaluation and also scale Scout to jobs with more and more applications to see if these results hold true. However, this is super exciting early progress, and we are just getting started. I'm very, very happy to share the team's work and shout out to everyone who has been involved with the project so far. It's really only been 4 weeks, out of which 1 week was Diwali. And I know, folks have been burning the midnight oil to get us to this point. Thank you, everyone, for supporting us and encouraging us so far.